المفاجأة التي هزت الأوساط الصحفية المصرية والعربية. قناة الرحمة تنفرد بأول حوار مع الصحفي الكندي الذي اعتنق الإسلام ايريك ويلبيرج. حوار غير مسبوق في الفضائيات العربية. لماذا اعتنق الإسلام؟ ولماذا تحول ايريك ويلبيرج إلى علي؟ قصة الصحفي المناضل الذي دافع عن الحقوق الإسلامية والعربية. لقاءات ساخنة مع زملائه الصحفيين ومشاهداتهم على تجربته. كل ذلك في حلقة خاصة من برنامج لماذا أسلموا.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Erik Wahlberg Ali. I am a Canadian, and I studied in Canada and then in England at Cambridge University. I studied economics and then worked as a teacher, writer, and also I was active in the peace movement. I've always been interested in peace, and back in when I was in my 20s and 30s, this meant peace between the East and the West, which was Russia and Canada, and Russia and the United States. So I learned Russian, and I eventually went to Russia and studied and worked. But then with the collapse of the Soviet Union, I ended up going to Uzbekistan, which always intrigued me. I always wanted to live in a Muslim society. And I spent 13 years living in Uzbekistan. I worked there as a translator, as a journalist, and I also taught English. I enjoy very much the mountains and hiking, so this was a great joy to me because Tashkent is very near the Tian Shan Mountains. So in my life in Uzbekistan was simple. I would, once internet came, I would check my email and I would write and correspond with other people that were interested in peace and world politics. And eventually I became affected by the situation of Muslims in Uzbekistan. My friends I liked very much. I liked their way of life, their way of thinking. And when there was a tragedy in Uzbekistan, many Muslims died in a problem period. I decided that I respected them greatly for their courage and for their peaceful nature. And I decided to become more interested in Islam. I started to learn Arabic and I started to study Islam. After that, I came to Cairo. I studied Arabic at the Fajr Institute, and I eventually got a job as an editor and a journalist at Al Ahram Weekly, where I now work. My life in Egypt is very stimulating. Every day when I get up, I spend an hour or two reading from the Quran. I have English, Arabic, so I'm after 3 years now, I can understand the Quran. Alhamdulillah, I can understand enough and appreciate the beauty of the language and of the writing. So every day I start with studying Arabic and studying the Quran. Then I study Ameya, the أنا أحاول أتكلم بعربية بأمية. So I study twice a week. I have my Arabic teacher come here and we study texts, we study plays, and he records on the computer and I listen. So inshallah, after 3 years I can understand and speak a bit more with the people here. Also in the afternoon I write. I go to Al Ahram to work. In the evening I often read or I visit friends and watch a bit of television, a bit of movies. I like to watch old movies. I don't like the modern Hollywood movies. I find they're too commercial, and there's no deen, there's no religion, there's no morality in the modern movies. So I like to watch older movies when there was still a sense of morality in Western life. Also, I go to Canada sometimes. The summers are very hot here in Egypt, and I like to go and stay by the lake with my sister, and there I like to windsurf, I like to swim, I like to bicycle, and I read and write. And now with the internet, it's possible to work sometimes, to do work for my newspaper here in Egypt, Al-Ahram Weekly. I can do this on the internet, as well as enjoy the cooler summers in Canada. Now my East-West interest, before it was to try and understand Russia and socialism, now it's to try and understand Islam and the Muslim way of life. The trouble in Canada and in the West is the media is controlled by Zionists. So it's not possible to show a positive side to Islam. So living here in Cairo, I'm able to write and to try and inform people more about the Islamic and the Muslim way of life, and to understand the problems of Palestine and the problems of Israel. This is something that in the West is not understood very well because of the media control. So now with internet, I am able to write and talk about these issues, and there is good correspondence with friends, with supporters, and with interested people through my own website and my work at Al-Ahram Weekly.
لماذا أسلموا؟ أناس من الشرق، رموز من الغرب، قادة، باحثون، مشاهير، رجال دين من غير المسلمين اعتنقوا الإسلام، فلماذا أسلموا؟
People from the East and the West, leaders, politicians, scholars, and even non-Muslim clergy, all converted to Islam at one time or another. Why did they?
Menschen aus Osten, Vorbilder aus Westen, unter denen die Politiker, Staatsmänner, die Forscher, die berühmten Leute von der ganzen Welt und die Geistlichen, Nicht-Muslims. Diese Leute sind mit der Zeit zum Islam gekommen. Warum haben diese Menschen den Islam angenommen?
אנשים מהמזרח, סמלים מהמערב, מהם המנהיגים הפוליטיקאים והחוקרים והפופולריים, מהם אנשי הדת הלא מוסלמים, התאסלמו במשך הזמן. אז למה התאסלמו?
Tout le long de l'histoire humaine, de l'Est, de l'Ouest, de partout, des fameux, des politiciens, des leaders qui se convertissent pour l'islam. Pourquoi ils se convertissent pour l'islam?
Gente del Oriente, señalados del Occidente, de ellos líderes, políticos, investigadores, famosos y gente religiosa que no son musulmana y han creído en el Islam generación después de la otra porque se han convertido al Islam.
لماذا أسلموا؟ السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عدنا لحضراتكم مجددا فأهلا بكم. لقاؤنا الليلة لقاء استثنائي مع صحفي عالمي بكل ما تعني هذه الكلمة من معنى. جاب كثيرا من الأقطار، معروف جيدا في بلده كندا ومعروف جيدا في الإطار الأوروبي، وعاش نحوا من 13 سنة في أوزبكستان، واستقر به المقام هنا في مصر في قاهرة المعز. له نشاط صحفي ضخم، وكان قرار اعتناقه الإسلام مفاجأة حقيقية للأوساط الصحفية، لا في مصر وحدها ولا في المنطقة العربية وحدها، بل في العالم كله بالفعل. كان لابد لقناة الرحمة أن تدير معه الحوار لماذا آثر أن يعتنق الإسلام؟ ولماذا يدافع عن القضية الفلسطينية بهذه القوة على نحو لا يصنعه العرب والمسلمون أنفسهم؟ ولا بد أن أقول أنه ايريك ويلبيرج من أكبر المدافعين عن القضية الفلسطينية. هنا في بيت صغير في القاهرة يعيش في هذه الأيام ويتابع الشأن المصري والشأن العربي والشأن الإسلامي. ندير معه هذا الحوار ونفتح معه كل الملفات حول أوضاع المسلمين في